Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Chinese Moms in Business Club, the Queen Bee interview. My name is Xiaofang Sutton. I am one of the co-founders of the Chinese Moms in Business Club, and I'm also the co-founder of Allison Legal. Today, I am joined by my fantastic co-host, Sally, who is also the other co-founder of the club. And she is also an expert in China PR and China business development. I'm also joined by the amazing and beautiful guest, Daisy. I will let Sally introduce Daisy properly in a couple minutes time. But first of all, just in case this was the first time you watch our interview series, and I would like to explain a bit more about what's this about and what we're trying to achieve. So the main intention and focus of the Queen Bee interview series was all about inspiring Chinese moms all over the world to fulfill their true potential in life. So in each series, we invite a successful Chinese mom, whether she runs her own business or holds a very important role within the organization, sharing their stories and to inspiring us in every single way. And so today, we're very, very lucky to have Daisy share her story. So Sally, should I hand over to you and to introduce Daisy properly?
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot, Xiaofeng. And thank you so much, Daisy, for joining us today. I have the honor to introduce Daisy, who is a very dear friend of mine. As I wrote my introduction yesterday, I realized we had almost come to our 10 years of friendship, which is quite an achievement.
Wow.
So I've known Daisy for almost a decade, and I have to say Daisy is a real inspiration to me. I'm always totally inspired by Daisy's commitment, dedication, and also her creativity for her job and family life, which I'm sure Daisy will share with us more later on. Currently, director of UK, Benelux, Belgium, Netherlands, Luxembourg, and Ireland at the Hong Kong Trade Development Council, which is the statutory trade promotion organization for Hong Kong, with over 50 offices around the world. So I know that in Daisy's job, she needs to deal with lots of local government agencies, organizations, trade associations, and companies. So without further ado, I will let Xiaofeng to ask Daisy the first question.
Thank you, Sally. Daisy, I have to say it's a very, very impressive introduction, Sally did. And obviously, you not just look very young, and you are very young. You are
very young.
You are very young. You are in your 30s, and then you are absolutely entitled to be called the high flyers. And it's what a very important role you currently hold within the Hong Kong Trade Council and to manage the government relationships across Europe. And I think you probably go through quite a lot of up and downs during your career. I mean, so I'm very interested to hear, what has been your lowest point for you and how did you get through it?
Firstly, I'm very humbled by your introductions. I think I met Sally for so long, and Xiaofang, actually, we met when I actually maybe 10 years ago as well. So thanks for having me today. And for the first question, I thought really hard about this question. Of course, I had lots of ups and downs. I'm sure you both do as well. We are just human, that's for sure, is part of life, regardless of who we are and what we do. So I cannot pinpoint a lowest moment, but I must admit, being a working mom is very challenging. It's very challenging for the first 2 to 3 years as a working mom, trying to be my best at work as well as at home, and with very limited resources, that is time and energy. So it was quite sobering to think that I was not doing as well as I would like to be at work and as a mother. For a while, there's a sense of failure even though it's just a self-imposed thought. However, rather than dwelling on that, I try to do my work better and learn how to allocate my time more effectively. And also, I think learning how to be grateful and mindful for what I had made me come out a stronger and better person. And I really like the quote that is, happiness is wanting what you have. So I think also my families and my colleagues have been really supportive, and they've been really brilliant. They're part of who I am now, so I'm very thankful.
Excellent. I mean, one of the things I think, one of the really open door is to be grateful. I think it's, mindful, and then the main thing of mindful is really you are aware of your surrounding in the moment, but gratitude is basically to really help us to release all the energy we're holding us to achieve our potential. I think once we realize what we have, and then we can actually drive through and then to achieve more. So thank you very much. That's really, really good. Yes. Good answer. I love that.
Yeah, I also love the happiness is wanting what you have. Yeah, so exactly. Don't be too selfish. Sometimes I'm too selfish. I want everything.
We are all human. We are all selfish beings. But I think sometimes you just need to be mindful of that.
Yes, that's really good advice. So the second question I have for Daisy is, for your role is to promote trade between Hong Kong and UK, Benelux and Ireland. So I guess you must have been dealing with so many people across so many levels. So what do you enjoy most in your job, and what kind of leader would you say you are?
I love my job. I think I love what I do. Firstly, I'm Hong Kong bred and born, so promoting trade for Hong Kong and knowing what Hong Kong could offer makes me very proud and honored. And with my role, I do meet a lot of people from all walks of life and across most sectors. Listening to their stories, experiences, aspiration is very inspiring. And I'm still learning a lot from these people every day. Regarding of what kind of leader, I think Sally knows me very well, but I think I'm the kind of leader that I don't know myself. I didn't realize that I was a leader. I think my leadership style has been evolving throughout the years. And I'm still learning to work better, to be a better teammate, leaders, or whatever you call it. And when I was younger, I think I was more brash and very, sometimes too harsh on people. And this is because I'm extremely hard on myself. And I didn't realize that I actually was projecting that on other people too. But now with more experiences, I think I've become more nurturing and empathetic. And learning how to slow down when necessary as well. And I think a leader has to know their team very well to encourage them to be at their best. It's very important to be a leader to nurture their potentials, their teammates' potentials, and help them to overcome their weaknesses. This helps the team to grow all together as a team. And I do believe in leadership by example. People work with me who can be sure that I would never ask them to do something that I wouldn't do it myself. And this is my work ethics from day one. I think respect must be earned, but not given.
Yes, knowing Daisy, and I know some of your colleagues as well, I know you definitely walk the walk that you definitely do. And I'm always inspired how you lead the team as well by going your big Hong Kong dinners every year, managing thousands of people.
Well, thanks for being a guest for so many years.
Yeah. But definitely, I think I'm totally agreeing with you, Daisy, in terms of leadership, particularly about, nurturing and having compassion towards your team, and allows them to make mistakes. But it's really through this way, I think a true leader is basically people around you, they become who they don't think they can be. That's really is by get their potential out. But through this way, I always believe us as leaders, we also, through inspiring other people, helping other people fulfill their true potential, at the same time, we actually gradually get our own potential out. So I'm really agreeing with you on the compassion side. on really, you know, people don't see you as a leader because you are actually part of the team. Despite you're a leader, but you really work with them rather than standing on their shoulders, say, let's go, and then, you know, you do it. So it's amazing.
Thank you.
Yes. Now I'm going to ask you a hard question.
we like to ask hard questions.
Yeah. So as a director, do you have like KPIs, key performance indicators for your team, so you know that they are actually working hard for you performing?
I think this is a very good question, and achieving, we do have lots of KPIs. I think despite what people might think about public sectors, we do have a lot of KPIs. Achieving KPIs are, of course, very crucial for any kind of organizations, regardless what kind of nature of business you are. But equally, what I strive for is to create a win-win-win situation for ourselves, our stakeholders, and also businesses in our case. My goal is to create collaborations and partnerships to create better prospects for all parties involved. But just achieving KPI is not enough. I think work is more about showing your heart and soul, and it's believing of what the true values of life.
Wow.
It's very soulful. I was blown away. I didn't know I didn't know we can go for that, because this is very, very amazing, because the work you are doing, you know, to some extent is government bodies, isn't it? Often you wouldn't link soulful and that, you know, that kind of value with a government organization. So I'm very interested. So how, you know, how can you explain a little bit more on that bit?
Yeah, because I think people, well, regardless of what kind of nature of business we are, we have to love our role, our jobs. Yeah. And especially with my role, we are helping businesses to grow. We are helping businesses to expand further. So my goal is to really help the businesses as well as ourselves to just build a relationship through, of course, achieving KPI is one of the indicators of what we are doing, but the ultimate goal is to build longer term relationships and helping them, seeing them success.
That's really good, because, you know, often I think building long-term relationship daily, like what you said, is actually applied to all walks of business, all walks of life. And I mean, from my experience, I think the long-term relationship, at the end of the day, you want to create some genuine. And, you know, if you want to be genuine, and that really, you have to deep into your soul and deep into what really is the value, what really we're trying to help here, what exactly we're trying to do here. So I was really blown away by that. It's amazing. So I'm really proud. Very proud you bring that concept into that work. So I think that's amazing.
Yeah, I think you have to listen to what your clients and for you both, maybe your clients, but for us is to listen to what businesses are looking for and what their struggle is, and it's very important. And then you need to put your genuine interest in them to know how to help them.
Yeah, heart to heart. Yeah.
Right. That's takeaway today. And Daisy, I also know, besides your day job, you also have a young daughter who is 7 years old. So has been your biggest challenge and opportunity as a working mom?
Yeah, I think I'm very humbled to be asked this question, because both of you are very amazing mom. But I'm happy to share what I feel about being a working mom. I think the biggest struggle is finding time and energy to be a good mother. Scarlett, my 7-year-old daughter, she is my main source of inspirations. And every day I am inspired by her positivity, her energy, her kindness and inquisitive mind. She made me a better person, and I'm learning from her every single day. So I think the takeaway is to always try to listen to your children and learn from your children, because it's fascinating, and I'm still learning from her.
It's amazing, isn't it? Children, they are so, you know, often people say, if you want to be heartful or mindful, and then spend some time with young children, because that's their genuine state of mind. And I think I definitely connect with you, Daisy, on terms of the challenge is find time, especially energy.
Yes.
And definitely I think with young children, like and then I got 9 years old and 7, and then the youngest is 3, and despite they're all girls, there's no difference. They make awful lot noise, and then they are very active and then running around in the house. And so definitely I think I felt I definitely connect on that, and energy level to keep myself in that kind of fitness. So I think that's one of my reasons to actually exercise, to actually keep up on them. But yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm Sally knows I run every night. I think that's keep up my energy level just to be just to be with Scarlett.
Yeah, and also I think a lot of them, I think the challenge is to not to bring the stress from work and then to clutter our mind while we actually spending time with them. And because that, for me, I think also drain my energy if I actually thinking about things and while not being in the moment with them.
Yeah.
And that's also a challenge, I think. Yeah.
Well, they notice you're not listening. They notice you're not there for them.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
But that's really good. So Daisy, I know you love reading, and I'm so excited because I love reading. I get a lot of inspirations, and I still learning things how to run business from books. So I'm so excited to hear about which book you are reading and rereading.
So I wish I had the luxury of time to read more or read as much as I used to be, because unfortunately during the lockdown I read a lot less because I usually read during my daily commute or on travels or when I go on holiday. However, I read the book called Writer's Mind by Jonathan Haidt recently, twice. Its discussion on politics, religions, and human behavior, I think, is very comprehensive and also multidimensional. It's very open-minded. So this is a book that I read twice recently. And also there's a book that I read, it's called Mortality by a very controversial author or journalist called Christopher Hitchens. It's a book about death, and it's actually his own death. I think upon facing death, people do tend to ask a lot of inspiring and mind-provoking questions.
Yes.
So yeah, these are the 2 books I was really reading more than once over the last 2 years.
So the last one called Mortality.
Yes, Mortality.
Okay. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. No, I definitely heard about people who having that that almost death experiences. They came out, they have that beautiful state of being, they have that experience. So, right, okay. Thank you very much for the recommendation. I'm Amazon in order, definitely for me. Yeah.
Well, it's just a very humble suggestion, but I'm open to your suggestion as well if you have any recommendation on books.
So for me, I think in relation to obviously running a team and business, I think Sally knows this. My recommendation definitely is the EOS. It's called EOS, so it definitely benefits our business enormously. And I think obviously as a leader, you need to look at the KPI. You need to look at how to manage the teams. I think they have very good system and team meeting system, which I really felt like is a good system for us to use. So I definitely recommend that. I mean, I'm basically reading it on a weekly basis, so I don't know how many times I actually read it. So that's on the spiritual side, because when I through our interview, I really felt you are very spiritual. You talk about soulful, you talk about mindful. So I one of the books I read back again and again is do you know Michael Singer? So he got this book called Untitled Soul. And I strongly recommend, but there's another sister book called the Surrender Experiment, which is amazing. It's about him basically, how he basically realized is all the mind and chitty-chattering in his mind drive him mad. And he decided to take experiment, which is just do whatever things in life flow to him. He basically made a commitment to not basically let his own preference on the way. So basically, he made a commitment giving up on his preferences in his life. But it's incredible story because obviously he is a world famous spiritual teacher now in America. And he is also at the same time runs, I think, a $1 billion medical software company, which he invented, he coded. It's an incredible story how his journey been that, and how he came to actually write the book, his first book, Untitled Soul. Is definitely, I think you will find it very inspirational for that. Yeah. But anyway, I think the interview is not about me, but Daisy, it's I really thank you very much for recommend the books, and you know, that's one of the elements we inspiring other Chinese moms by recommending books. But thank you very much also sharing, you know, your views on leadership and you know, how you put soul purpose into the work you do. And I'm deeply moved by you put that perspective on your work. And so I thank you, Sally, for actually bringing you into the interview.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yeah, and then obviously thank you, my amazing co-host Sally, to join us. And so if you enjoy watching our interview today, and please share with your other mom friends. And then if you know some if you know somebody, a mom whose story are worth to tell, and then please let us know, and then we'd love to hear from you. And then you can send direct message to us on our LinkedIn account at Chinese Moms in Business Club. So thank you, Daisy.
Thank you, Sally.
And all the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.